Hello my friends, it's me Karen Valentine, and we are here today to do the Cannonball flowers on this beautiful page from Mysteria by Anastasia Koldareva. And I have already gone through and pulled a few pictures off of the web and printed them up. They print up a lot darker than they show up like on my iPad. So I'll probably use both pictures on my iPad and here, but sometimes this is a little bit easier to have it actually printed, and at least it kind of shows me where I want the colors to be, if not the true colors that we're going to be using. But I've gone through and I've pulled out some colors that I think will work in the Polychromos. And I do work a little slower in polys. I will warn you now, not only because they take more layers, but because I'm not as familiar with them as I am with the Prismas. So, but I thought, you know, we usually almost always do Prismacolors. Let's keep going with the polys. And the thing I do like about them is that they allow you to just kind of keep building and building your color and getting some new colors, because they are a little more translucent than the Prismacolors. And so therefore, when you start blending your colors together on the page, they blend real nice and give you a new color. So anyway, that's what we're gonna shoot for. And I'm gonna kind of pick a flower randomly. I think I'm going to start with this one here, and we're just gonna dive right in. But the colors of the, let me see if I can show you what they look like on my iPad. I know sometimes you get a lot of glare, but the difference in the brightness you can see is quite a bit different. But the colors are so vibrant and beautiful. So that's what we're going to be going for, is that bright, vibrant color on these. And I don't know if I'll be able to achieve it, but I'm going to give it a shot. So where do I want to start? Yeah, I didn't pre-do this so that I'm, you know, completely knowing exactly what I want to do on these. So we're just going to kind of wing it and see what happens. I don't know why, but I think I'm going to start with the, I guess those are stamens, but this little bit in here. So I'm going to zoom in and try and remember to keep the flower that I'm working on in the center of the page, and I should be able to stay in frame that way. So on these flowers, see if you're still in frame here. These parts are generally white or light yellow. And I don't see a lot of that in here, and it bleeds from white to purple to yellow on the tips. So I'm just gonna work. I might not talk a lot because I'm kind of concentrating and figuring out what I want to do. So come along with me for the ride, if you will, and let's go. All right, I need my Prisma white. I guess I wasn't as ready as I thought I was. I still always like to use my Prisma white. It works better than the poly white. So I want to get that sharp too. Okay, so we're going to, let's get some white down low here. And I'm not sure which one of these I'm going to use. I'm either going to use the light magenta or the middle purple pink. I might use both. It just depends on what it looks like on the page. So I'm going to start with the light magenta and see if that's going to work. Maybe, yeah, I think I'm going to wind up using both. I should probably put that yellow in now too, just to make sure I don't, we're working in such a small little area. I don't want to miss out on getting that yellow on there, so I'm going to do that now too. So this, do I want to use cadmium or dark cadmium? We'll use cadmium. So I'm going to use cadmium yellow, and I'm going to put that on the tips of these. So as not to have to go over purple. Sometimes I get carried away with my color and then I've gone too far. So this should prevent that. And while we're at it, since it's got to get done, I'm going to go ahead and use this in here as well. Okay, let's see what this middle purple pink looks like. Yeah, I like that. It's a little bit more vibrant and darker. Oops, I missed one. Than the light magenta. Oops, I missed a bunch. I'm just going to blend this. Oh, there's an area that I need more purple. Not purple, but yellow. Right there. Okay, let's take our dark cadmium yellow. I might even need to pull out a darker yellow if yeah, I don't think that's dark enough. So we either pull out a darker one or we use the Bistre to darken it. So pull out my little handy dandy color chart here. Yeah, so I think I'm going to pull out this was what I had, and I think I need either light yellow ochre. Let's try dark Naples ochre. This is Bistre. I still want to deepen that. And then just for fun, I wonder, yeah, it didn't do much. Okay, I want cream. I hope you guys don't find this video too boring, because this is one of those pages, I think, that is really going to take quite a lot of time. Okay, I want to put some of this cream still in the center here. I'm telling you, having reference photos on these really helps. So it just gives you a guide of where to go and what to do. All right, I want to put some here too, but it probably will get covered up by orange. In fact, I might even put some white on this one. This one, just not necessarily to change the color, but to really act as a resist. Okay, so here are my reds. A lot of these flowers have, in the pictures, have a lot of yellow veins in them that are not drawn in. And I don't know that I want to take the time to draw those in. I think that would take a lot of time. So maybe not. Just put some, this is Cadmium Yellow. All right, let's go with that for now. So I've got Scarlet Red, which is kind of an orangey red. That's kind of like a dark orange color. This is the pink Carmine, which I may or may not use on this particular flower. So now we have deep red and dark red. So I'm going to start with the Scarlet Red. And one thing I like about the polys is that they go on really lightly, which kind of allows me to block in my color and determine what I want to do, if that makes sense. They don't go on, you know, very heavily. The downside of them, and I don't even know that I would call it a downside, but the difference in them and the Prismas is that it takes so much longer to build up that rich, deep color. Like, I know that this will get to be rich and beautiful, but when you're starting and it's like, wow, these look really washed out. But it's just because I've only added one layer so far. So that's why I say that the it's going to take a lot longer to do a page with these than with Prismas. And I switch colors a lot more often because as I'm working, I'm blending the color layer by layer by layer. So this is Cadmium Yellow. It's very possible that I am not going to be able to put the colors that I'm using in the description box on this one, because I'm going to be swapping back so often that I think that knowing that I have to do that is going to keep me from coloring this the way I would normally color it. So I'm going to try and just be really careful to tell you what I'm switching to. And then I'm probably going to just leave it at that. And I'll list, of course, I'll list all the colors that I'm using in the description box. So this is Scarlet Red again. And I want to try and start seeing what this color is going to do and how dark and rich it's going to get. So I may have to add some other colors to get what I want. Like maybe deep red. Scarlet Red. Dark red. Cadmium Yellow. Dark red. Deep red. Dark red. I hate it when I go out of the lines like that. That erased pretty nicely. Cadmium Yellow. Dark Red. Scarlet Red. Deep Red. Cadmium Yellow. Deep Red. Dark Red. And I don't know why, but I want, because some of these kind of have a pinkish tone in them. I just want to see what the pink Carmine looks like and does. White. Oh, it doesn't. Let's try it maybe on one of these down here. Like you can see in here, there's kind of a pink. Don't know. Let's see what it looks like. Scarlet Red. Cadmium Yellow. Dark red. And there are definitely areas where I'm doing a much lighter touch, and then areas where I'm doing heavier pressure, because in the areas that I want it to blend with the colors that I already have down, I'm going a little bit lighter. In the areas where I want to deepen that color, I'm going a little heavier pressure. Pink Carmine. I just do love, though, how the color just keeps building and building. So if you're not in a hurry to get a picture done, the polys definitely give you lots to do. I think I'm going to come back over here. Let's get this one done first, and then I can come back in and feel like there's a lot of work to be done on all that yellow area there. It just looks too flat. Deep red. Let's see, I think I want put some white down here, and then the pink Carmine. Deep red. Scarlet Red. I think some Cadmium Yellow. There we go. Deep red. Dark red. I think what I'll wind up doing is I'll probably do a couple of these flowers, and then I'll do a speed coloring through the rest. And then we'll do the stem and the little buds, and I'll probably color part of that and do a speed coloring through the rest of that too, because I just don't feel like, I mean, otherwise I think this video is going to turn out to be like 3 hours long or something. Okay, I would like to see, I'm not getting this, I'm not feeling like this is dark enough for me yet. So I'm debating on adding some black. Cadmium Yellow. I want some more red on here, so dark red, no, deep red. Okay, maybe dark red. Okay, that's not bad. Let's try Bistre. And I know this is going to be a lot of, but I just want to, I don't know, try and enhance all the, I mean, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be more of an illusion, but I just felt like it was too, it looked too much like it was just one color colored on there, and I didn't like that. So, okay, this is not bad, but it feels, I don't know what it feels. It feels like it needs some depth or something in there too. Okay, black. Start out very lightly. Definitely lightly. I like it though. It's sheer enough, or I should say translucent enough, that the color, the red, still shows through, and all it's doing is darkening that color as opposed to really adding black, like if I used Prisma, I think. Okay, I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and put cream down here. Cream. But definitely on all of the flowers, this area in here is definitely white, so I don't want to mess with that. I'm just going to put a little bit of the Bistre. Right in there. Okay, and I also think I'm going to sharpen this black so it's nice and sharp. And try and put some shading in underneath these little stamens. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. This is the image that I, let's see, let me zoom out, or zoom out. So this was the one that I was actually using. Whoops, that one. It's not quite as red. We didn't go quite as red. I wonder if I should add some more red. The dark red? I don't know. I don't want... Maybe there's a different red that I should have pulled out, but let's see what happens. Do I have deep red? I think I pulled out deep red. How about if I... You guys, I don't know. I think that's the color I was using, but it sure... Maybe... I know, it's probably glary for you. I'm going to try Permanent Carmine, which is 25. it may not make any difference at all. Because I kind of like, I mean, I like the way that it looks right now. But you never know. I might like it better with this one additional color. I don't know that it makes much difference, to be honest. I think I'm going to call that done. Alrighty. Let's do one more and then I'll probably speed it up. So let's go ahead and do that one. So we'll start with Light Magenta. Oh, probably should have started with the yellow, but Cadmium Yellow. Middle purple pink. Just going over and looking at the inspiration pictures. The back side of the Cannonball flowers on most of these pictures is quite yellow. Yellow. And on my iPad too, so getting the white down in here, because this is definitely white, and some of them show it having a little bit of yellow in it, and some of them showing it has a little bit of red in it, like at the base. So I'm not sure. We'll decide on that in a little bit. Okay, now where is all that little fuzzy stuff on this one? I think it's just hiding back in here. Don't see it very well. Okay, now the color of the back side of the petals is kind of a light color, so I'm going to start with this cream, and then we can build up with other colors. Yeah, it's really pale compared to the vibrant reds on the inside of the flower. How about that? Okay. Let me get my reds back in my hand again. These go away for the time being. My reds. All right, let's start with Scarlet Red. Part of me wants to put some of that pink down. Permanent Carmine. And I think it just all depends on which inspiration picture you're using, because if you pull up Cannonball Flowers on your pad or your phone or computer or whatever, there are so many. I mean, they're all in the pink, red, and orange color family, but they all vary quite a bit in those colors. So it just depends on which one you pull up to use as your reference. And I kind of want to keep some consistency in look. So I'm going to add some yellow in here. Cadmium Yellow. They start out so pale and I worry like, oh, this doesn't look right, but it's just because I don't have enough colors down yet. Gotta build and build and build. That was pink Carmine, and this is that was permanent Carmine. Oh, now look at that. See, this is where the whole Polychromos thing comes in, because I'm not as familiar with my colors. I think I'm going to take the pink Carmine away and just use permanent Carmine. Yeah, I'm not as familiar with the colors yet, so I don't know them off the top of my head. That is where my color charts come in so very, very handy. Deep red. This one to do here. Deep red. Dark red. color do I want to use for that lighter area here? This is Scarlet Red. Okay, then it starts getting, I think this is part of the petal. Sometimes it's hard to tell what things are. Cadmium Yellow. Okay, I want to show you my inspiration picture here, just because I wanted to see what that back side of the see how light that is? And you can see it on right there too. It's so light, but for me it kind of feels like it just doesn't look right to me. So I'm gonna play around with some other colors. Here's another one. Here, even though the picture is dark, you can still see some variation of other color in there. So I think that's what I'm going to do, because I don't like how flat it looks. So what color do I want to use? I'm going to start with the dark cadmium yellow because I think it's a little bit lighter. And work light to dark. Oh, you know what I want to do? Let's get the, this is the lip. Fold it over so we know that that's red. We know that that's red. Okay, so back to the dark cadmium yellow. Oh, it's looking better already with that. Okay, and then some dark Naples yellow. No, sorry, dark Naples ochre. All right, I have no idea if this color is going to look good or bad. This is Venetian Red, and I had it pulled out in case I wanted a rusty color. So that's what I'm going to try and use here. Oh yeah, I like that. That's good. That's what we want. I like it a lot. Okay, now what do I want to do? I want to get some shading in there. And this has nothing to do with that. This is cadmium yellow for in here. So I think I might pull out some light gray. Although I could use Bistre maybe. But I'm going to try a gray first. So I'm going to do, ooh, do I want warm gray or cold gray? Let's try warm gray, number 1. And I'm just using it for kind of a shadow. It's almost not even showing up. It's kind of not even showing up. Okay, let's try Bistre. On top of that, I want it to be really faint. I don't want it to. That's fine. We'll go with that. A little bit of Prisma white to blend. Okay, let's take our black. We're almost in an hour. I just peeked at the timer. Can you imagine how long it would take to do all of these? I don't think you guys want to hang out with me for that long. Maybe that's why, because maybe that's why I'm able to produce pictures quickly. I put out on my Facebook groups probably 2 a week. Sometimes I get 3 done in a week. And I bet you it's because I normally use Prismas and I guess they go a lot faster. This has really taken a long time. It doesn't bother me though, because it gives me something to work on, something to occupy my hands and my mind. So. Oh, I like that addition of the black in here. That looks good. Makes me think I want to add a little bit more to this one. This is supposed to be our monsoon season. It typically starts 4th of July weekend and goes through August. And we've had 1 rain. 1. It's got to be one of the driest summers on record, I think. I always look forward to monsoon season because I love the rain. We used to have great thunderstorms even in the middle of the day here. And it was awesome. And now the city is built up so much. And because we're in a valley, deep red, it's caused this heat column to rise up out of the city, and it pushes all of the storms around us. So we just don't get the rain like we used to, but this year's been even worse. Go figure. Like, seriously, 2020. like what's next? This has also been the hottest the hottest summer on record here, not in temperature intensity, but in the length of temperature. So we've had a record number of days over 110 degrees. And I think that's because with no rain, there's been no rain to cool down the air, and that is why we are so hot. All right, guys, I am going to keep going, but I'm going to speed through the rest of the flowers, and I will do my very best to hold that pencil underneath for a second so you can see what color it is. But it's basically going to be the same colors on all of the flowers, and then I'll come back and we'll start on the stems, and or heck, maybe we'll do that in part 2. I don't know. Just this is going to take a while. So I will, in any case, I will be back to see you in a little bit after we speed through all of this stuff. Okay, so the flowers are done. And I definitely went for the more orange, red, orange, and yellow flowers as opposed to the true reds and pinks. But I really think they look nice with the color of her hair. So I'm happy that I went in that direction. So now we're going to do the stem. And the inspiration, or I guess reference photo that I picked has a lot of the elements that we're going to be working on. It has these weird little star flowers. I'm not sure if those are what's left after the flower has fallen off or if those are buds. I'm not sure. I think they're what's left after the flower has fallen off, because these are buds. Anyway, so the bigger ones, as the flower starts to grow, get more yellow, and the smaller ones are going to be more green. And so I pulled out some colors that I think is going to work there, and we'll just keep on going and see how much we can get done. So I don't like to have unfinished projects in the video, so I would love to be able to get this all done in one more video. So, all right, so I think that down here is going to be a little bit browner than up here. So where do I want to start? I guess I'll just start and we'll see what we come up with. I guess I'll start down here. So I'm going to start with chromium green oxide and see how dark. Of course, remember, it doesn't have to be dark to start with. That's one of the things I do love, is we can go nice and light. I think we want it to be a little bit browner and a little grayer down in here. So that's what we'll do. Do we need to zoom in a little bit? I think we can a little bit. How about that? Okay, and then try and leave the tops of these branches uncolored so we get a highlight there. I think that's part of the stem. That's stem. And I'm going to do this as stem too, since it's not colored. I might even carry this. Am I still in frame? Yes, I might even carry this all the way up to here. And then let's see what this earth green yellowish does. I'll come into that highlighted area real lightly. Back to this chromium green opaque. Okay, because the top I'm going to do much lighter, so I'm going to start darkening down here. And then we'll try Bistre, and if that's not dark enough, then I'll grab another brown. Oh, I think that'll be fine. Earth green yellowish. Let's go ahead and start bringing this up into here. I think the hardest part for me of getting used to these polys was truly that you can't just do a couple of layers like you can with the Prismas. It's not in any way is it a bad thing for me. It was just, that was the thing I had to get used to, knowing that just because I've laid down one layer of color, like that's not how it's going to look when you're done. You got to keep going. Now let's see how much I want to put some red or these rusty streaks in here before I get too carried away with the greens. You wouldn't think that that belongs, but it's, there it is in the reference photo, so. And it looks like the tips of the tips of these little, I don't even know what they're called, they're right there. Have a little rusty color on the end of them too. So we'll get that in. I think that's enough. It's just a touch. Maybe we can add more later. Okay, back to May green. going to use that Venetian Red over. I missed these little bits. Right there. And I'm not sure. I think I'm going to need it down here too, but we'll wait on that. Okay, May green. All right. Let's start working on some of these buds. So they're kind of yellow and kind of green mixed, and there's some of that rusty color on the edges. So I'm going to start with the rusty color. That's the Venetian Red. And it's kind of just on the edge of where the petal overlaps. I'll go with that. And then I think I'm going to do cream, and we can build up the color like we did on the big flowers. Let's use some Cadmium Yellow. Now some of these are yellow and some of these are green. So I forgot to add cream on this one. Cream. Okay. This may not be correct. In fact, it's probably not, but I'm feeling the need for a little bit more red tones on these. And so even though officially it's probably not the right color necessarily, for my picture, for my eye, I want a little less of the yellow and a little more of that red, those reds. So that's what I'm going to do for these. And then let's do this one. That'll be yellow. Let's do that one with some green mixed in. So here's the earth green. Do I want earth green yellowish, or let's do May green. And then where I think these are like where the petals are, we're going to go a little bit greener there. Okay, let's keep doing that. Let's see. here. We want some of that Venetian Red. This is the earth green Yellowish. And cream. I might just leave that one alone. Get some cream in here. And I might just leave that one alone. Okay, so cream here. Now let's do this one in the green with the green tints. So May green. And darker green around the petal edges. Well, these are going pretty fast. So, cream. Let's do this one with the reddish. This is Venetian Red. And a little bit of Cadmium Yellow. And this one, let's do that one with a little bit of green. And as we get higher and higher, they're gonna start to be all the darker green up here. So the big ones will be more yellow because those are the ones that are closer to opening. We'll do that with cream, Cadmium Yellow, and Venetian Red. Cream. Venetian Red. Cadmium Yellow. Let's do that one in green. So cream, May green, and that is a big one. Cream, Venetian Red, Cadmium Yellow. And maybe just a little bit more Venetian Red, right? That's good. Let's just do that one. I'm going to do that one in green. I'm not quite sure where to put the color, so I'm just going to wing it. Okay, what do we want to do that one? I think we'll do that one in yellows. Let's fill this in first. This is still the May green. But I feel like I want to give it a little bit of earth green yellowish too. Okay, cream. Venetian Red. A little bit of Cadmium Yellow. Okay, let's do cream. Well, let's just put cream. You pretty much are going to use cream as your base on all of these, right? So I think I'm going to start at the top and work down. So these are all going to be very, very green. In fact, they probably go in, pretty much cover up the yellow, mostly, because these are very new. I want to see what it looks like if I put a little bit of the darker, the earth green yellowish. And then part of me is even wondering, as I'm looking at this, if I have a little bit fresher green, if that makes sense. I know you're all zoomed in, so this is probably, let's try permanent green. Permanent green. Yep. I like that. This is the earth green yellowish. Permanent green. And May green. Okay. Maybe just a couple more with that permanent green. And then it'll be time to go back to the other one. I think that's it. The rest of these are too big for that one. So now we go back to just May green. And this one. And this one. And I think the rest we're going to do with the red. Okay, let's put some Venetian Red. This one. And if not, well, it is now. All right, let's put some of the cadmium yellow. I'm gonna put just a tiny little bit on these. Were you in frame for that? I hope so. I'm gonna take some Bistre. And I don't have a reason for doing this other than that I like it. Because there's really no, it's not necessarily in the reference photos. This one just comes down to my personal taste, I guess, in the look. Okay, we still have these to do. And probably a little bit of black, but just a touch. And I'm going to add a tiny little bit more of the red, the Venetian red, in here. Zoom out a little bit because I feel like I'm moving around and getting you out of frame here. Okay. I'm debating on making that Venetian red even more. I almost want it to be a little bit deeper and redder, so I'm debating on trying some of that dark red. So let's just try it and see. I don't know that that's it. I'm wondering if it needs just black. So let's do these first before we start doing the depth portion. So these are basically white in that little circle, yellow in the center, kind of a sagey green. I'm wondering if I need to pull out a different green still. Okay, so this is earth green. And going to put some of that right around here. And then use the earth green yellowish. And actually cream kind of on the outer edge, like right there. And actually these are supposed to have red on them, but the red is on the outside, not the inside, so I'm not sure. I think what we'll do is we'll just, this is dark red. I meant to grab the other one, but I like what it's doing. So dark red works for that. These little bits are red. And I guess these are supposed to be, I'm just going to do the tips. I don't think I want the whole thing to be red. And then I'm going to do a combination of earth green and earth green yellowish on here. But it's going to get turned green, whatever it is. Okay, well, it looks, you know, I think it looks okay. Close to what the reference photo looks like. So this is chrome green opaque again, but I'm wondering if it's time to break out the black. Although that's pretty dark. I don't want it to be black. I think that's okay. Okay. Again, I'm zoomed in too much. Sorry, guys. All right, let's see what happens with the black. I mean, and this is going to be the most tiniest of amounts because these are not, so these are supposed to look fresh and new. So I don't really want to, you know, make them, I don't want to put too much black in here, just a little bit. Some of them need a little something extra like that. And that to me almost, even though I like the addition of that other green, it's almost too maybe I used too much of it or something. It's almost too bright. So I'm just toning it down with this this earth green yellowish. That's better. Okay. Just the tiniest bits of black. Already got it in here. Let's do just a tiny little bit on this bottom edge here. Are we done? Boy, that was a long video. But I think they came out pretty good. I'm happy. I think we're in good shape. I don't know if they would have been any more vibrant if I had used Prismas or not. And there's actually a little bit less of the orange and reds than I had thought that there would be when I looked these up. This is Venetian Red. But it turns out that when you look at the inspiration or the reference photos, the backs of the flowers are all yellow, and there's a lot of flower backs here. So that's okay. I still think it's pretty. But again, if there's an area that you would rather see it have a little bit more red in it, or pink, or whatever color you're going to use for your, I say creative license is okay, and add more orangey reds. I'm seriously considering doing that, just because I like them. This Venetian Red is a pretty good color for not having too bright of a red. It's just enough to kind of, I wouldn't even call it pink, but it just warms up that yellow a little bit. A little bit more, maybe orangey. It's a little orangey. But I like it. Fiddling now. And now we have to decide what we're going to do for the inner background as well as the outer background. And I'm going to have to give that some thought because I'm not sure. We might do just a beautiful orange-red background out here and something else on the inside. We could even do black on the inside if that could be kind of nice. I don't know, I'm gonna have to experiment around and figure out that. But In the meantime, I don't know what in the meantime. So I will figure out that as far as what we want to do for the background before the next video. But I think we achieved our goal of getting some pretty realistic looking cannonball flowers in here. I'm happy with the finished results. And that is it. I think we're done. Thank you, my friends, for spending part of your day with me. I had a good time. I always have a good time doing this. So I will figure out what we're going to do for the backgrounds and see you in a few days probably for the next part. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks. Bye.